Welcome, everyone, to the Incredicast podcast. I'm Adam Hurst, here with David Kerrigan, and this week, do we have any new news in NASCAR world?
No, we don't. It's the 4 car again, week after week, terrorizing the whole sport. Kevin Harvick goes back to victory lane at Kansas Motor Speedway from the pole, but you know, he had the pole. That's true. But in the end, he would come back from what was it? P6, I believe.
P6,
with 4 tires. Top 5 cars stayed out, and he had to chase down the 78 Martin Truex. Coming to the white flag, he took the lead. So not a last lap pass, but close to being a lap pass.
Lap and a half, or not even that. So
out of turn 4.
Yeah. So even when he doesn't have the dominant car, because Kyle Larson and Blaney were right there with him.
Yeah.
Even when he does have the most dominant car to lead from like 11 seconds, he still can win a race. So very impressive out of him. We saw a backwards victory lap out of him.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Don't know why he didn't go the entire way like that. That would have been cool, but maybe we'll see that.
I think he should have done that, yeah.
So, Harvick, if you win the All-Star race or the 600, do that, please.
On the whole track, going in reverse, please.
Yeah, but anyways, we're going to get into the news for the race review for Kansas. What did we see on a stage 1?
Stage 1, we saw E2 Horde cars of the 12 of Ryan Blaney and the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Harvick led from the pole for about 30 or so laps?
Yeah, 30 laps because there was a competition caution.
That's right.
For
no reason. Because
of the weepers in the track, they had to make sure that the tires
competition caution
and all that tire compound would work okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, so
Mm-hmm.
Everyone doesn't like competition caution. We get it.
But yeah, and the 12 car of Ronnie
Blaney.
Long day, folks. Ryan Blaney. Sorry, because they had Dave Blaney. They had another Ryan Blaney, 12 car, Roger Penske Racing. He would take the lead from Kevin Harvick, passing him for the lead, and would go on to win stage 1. However, it is Ronnie Blaney, as we know. He will not win the race because he's Ronnie Blaney. So then, we really didn't see a lot of action happen in the first 2 stages.
No,
we saw some great passing, like the 4 car, the 12 car. We saw the 42, as we're about to discuss in stage 2, passing through the field like he was driving against golf cars. Larson had a fast car. He could pass him high, pass him low, into the corner, out of the corner. So, fast car for Larson.
I think this is the mile and a half that Kyle Larson can really relate to because the top side actually matters at this mile and a half.
Exactly.
So that's why Kyle Larson was really dominant, other than the rear window brace. But we'll get into that later.
We don't talk about that.
Let's not talk about that. We're done.
Cheaters, no, it's okay.
But anyways, moving on to stage 2. Same story. Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney driving away, having a Sunday drive, even though it was a Saturday. And Larson was just slicing through the field.
Yeah.
And eventually got to the lead, and he cruised up until he won stage 2.
Yeah. He would go on to win stage 2, which NASCAR and people there were saying it was a big boost for Chevrolet. I really don't think so, because the Hendrick cars looked like, crap. They looked really bad. The 48 Jimmy Johnson, he fought in stage 1 to stay 1 lap down. 7-time champion, 2-time Daytona 500 winner. 4 or 5-time person to win at the Brickyard. All the accolades you could possibly think of. He was happy to stay 1 lap down. It's not really fitting. Hendrick and their past glory, really. 4 championships with 4 championships with Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte championship, 7 championships with the 48 team. So that's another topic that we gotta get into. Chevrolet problems. But yes, the 42 was on rails. We don't know if it was the back window that caused it, or
maybe,
or if his Cucci was telling the truth about the damage. We don't know, but either way, his car was really fast. All through stage 2, he would pass everyone. He passed the 10. He'd pass every single person up front, the 18, the 12, the 4, and Yeah, he would go on to really dominate the first half or so of stage 3 also.
Yeah.
A huge lead ahead.
The crazy thing about Larson is they have the same engines as Hendrick does.
Yeah.
And Larson's pretty much on a new era compared to Hendrick because,
Exactly.
all the Hendrick cars, they're just trying to stay on the lead lap now. So
his teammate in the one car, too, Jamie McMurray, he's not doing, too well as he is. So, what's up?
Maybe
what's down?
I don't know. But maybe it's just the car only relates to Larson's driving style and no one else's. I don't know how that works. But anyways, Larson's right now the top Chevy performer. But Larson would lead up until the point where the 19 of Daniel Suarez and the 88 of Alex Bowman would get into some sort of situation, and that caused a caution. What actually happened there?
That's a good question. Fox Sports 1, they chose to not really show the wreck a lot. We did see the aftermath. Both cars, they had some sparks flying. Tire went down, I believe. But yeah. We didn't really see too much of the incident. All we know is that the 19 of Daniel Suarez and the 88 of Alex Bowman, they made contact and they blew some tires and they had sparks flying all over the track. Debris as well. Debris caution number. Who even knows? Any debris caution.
Speaking of things that Fox fails to tell the viewers, in the final stage is like the final run. Darrell Waltrip was like, "Let's hope," or Truex is not hoping for a caution right now, and then Mike Joy goes, "Well, this will do it. Fire and explosions in the background." Never mind. And they never explained showed.
They never. They said wreck behind us, fire explosions. Oh, never mind. Because all the cars they made it to pit road, Fox Sports 1 decided not to show it. But either way, an almost perfect race for Kyle Larson. Started from the back, mind you. Made it to the front, past everyone. Won stage 2. About to win the race. Cruising into the sunset. Well. Into the moon, really, because it was at night. Yeah. But caution would end that. So then we had the whole field came into pit, and the 4 and the 42 and the 12 really, our top contenders of the day. Yeah. They had great pit stops and they went, but there would be another factor to come in because that 4 car, man. Rodney Childers finds a way. Kevin Harvick, they find a way. On the restart, the 42 of Larson would fight so hard, side drafting the 4. Tell us about that. That was...
And the 4 was gone. There we go. No.
There you go.
it was an intense battle between the 42 and the 4, side drafting for about 1 or 2 laps. And eventually the 4 would get away. And then eventually the 12 car would catch back up to the 42. And side drafting didn't go too well for them that time. Blaney and Larson made contact. And there goes the 12 car into the wall.
Hard into the wall.
End his day. But he did own up to it. That it was his fault. And some real respect for him to own up to it. So, great day for Ronnie Blaney, as we said. But yeah, that would be a big factor because the 2 dominating cars would be out of that race, leaving only one, the 4 car. But then, back on the restart after that, there was another huge crash, which involved, as you can see on the thumbnail here, the 24. William Byron.
Hard hit.
Yeah.
He said that really hurt, which, usually when you wreck, you don't really feel the, not the pain, but the soreness in your body until maybe the day after or, a day after that. And he said then that really hurt. So we're hoping, right now as we speak, we're hoping he gets better with that because he's in pain right now.
Yeah.
It's a hard hit. And Ryan Newman, he needs to, Ryan Newman has a car magnet or something. How many times has a car landed on Ryan Newman?
Too many to count.
Carl Edwards at Talladega.
And he landed on top of Kevin Harvick at one point at Talladega.
And now this.
Jamie McMurray recently. So.
Exactly, at Talladega. Oh my goodness.
He's going to wait, and he's got like the hoods of each car that's fell on top of him. It's like a trophy room for him, I guess.
And Harvick, he almost got clipped. That was intensely close. Someone else who barely, and I mean barely, the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
So, barely missed it. But we would have 5 cars who would stay out, and this would really change the face of the race because we had the same guys. We had Harvick, Blaney, Kyle Busch, the 42 up there the entire race, and then we had some cars that would stay out, and in that clean air we would have the 78 of Martin Truex Jr., someone who won this race last year.
Twice last year.
Twice, excuse me. We would have Eric Jones, who would make it 3 wide, 2 separate occasions. We'd have the 22 of Logano. So then, the final restart of the race, what happened?
Well, the front row, up until 5th place did not have tires because they did not pit, and you had Harvick and I believe Kyle Busch started next to him, right?
Yes.
So had those 2 on fresh tires, and at that point Harvick was cruising through all the guys that stayed out besides the leader of Martin Truex Jr., which he had an okay day. He wasn't
he did.
He wasn't like
he was complaining a lot too.
Yeah. He wasn't like a top 3 car like he usually is, but when you dominate 2 races at a track, and then next year you're like,
exactly,
why am I in 10th? But to see him going for it at the end really changed the perspective on that team at the end. But Kevin Harvick would change his line at the end, decided to take the top line, and decided that was a lot better than taking the bottom.
Yeah.
Took him all race to figure that out, and as soon as he did, he caught up to him
half a second in one lap.
Yeah. And
because of the heat cycle on the tires, we had 2 cautions afterwards. His fresh tires, they really didn't come into full effect right at the restart. So Martin Truex Jr. on old tires, no tires, he would pull away. Harvick would change the gap to about 4/10, and Truex would take it to about a 2nd and a 10th. Yeah. On old tires, so that was crazy. But Truex himself would say that the tires, they just fell apart. With 4 laps to go, Harvick with his brand new, fresh tires would just sail on the high line, as you said, and it
was about the 2 laps to go. At the very end of 2 laps to go, right before they went to the final lap, the credit one bank and all that stuff that goes on for that. Harvick passes him, almost made contact with Harvick and Truex.
He could have wrecked Harvick.
He could have.
If he was there on his quarter panel.
But at the end of the day, Busch Beer gets their first ever win in a Ford. Finally.
This car.
They tweeted about it. It's like, Jimmy Johns gets all these wins, and he hasn't even won our paint scheme once. So they finally get to celebrate with Harvick. So, 5 wins in the first 12 races. When was the last time that's been done?
That would be done by the championship year of Jeff Gordon, 1997, when there was no chases, no playoffs, no cocaine, no things in NASCAR that we have to get today. Just so long, 21 years ago that would happen. So, I mean, current era of today, where we have so many cars that can win a race. I mean, you have all of Gibbs, you have Martin Truex as well, you have all of Stuart Haas, Hendrick probably could, you got Penske, all these cars that can win today, and Harvick wins 5 of the first 12. That's crazy.
So huge congratulations to Kevin Harvick, Rodney Childers, Stuart Haas Racing, and everyone part of Ford.
Roush Yates with those fast engine. How many? I know those boys over there. You guys love super speedway wins, and you guys dominate Talladega. And man, there's some ponies under this. There's some ponies under this FR9 now.
Yeah.
Because man, a lot of power. So yes. And now it's time for our question of the week. What is our question of the week?
We actually have 2 this week, which is cool. But first one is, what is your favorite paint scheme in the Gen 6 era?
Ooh. You want to go first?
Well,
it's a hard one.
I know it's really hard because it's like I like the Busch scheme. It's like I like Kyle Busch's Halloween schemes from the past.
Cool.
Those are really cool. I don't know. It's really hard to think about that, but I think the Budweiser from 2014, Kevin Harvick. So, also Brad Keselowski's the black and yellow scheme.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Really like those 2.
Some good picks. Personally, for me, I like the black and gray 2013 Jeff Gordon Pepsi scheme.
Yeah.
That was his last Pepsi car, I want to say. His last actual Pepsi car,
newly designed.
Yeah. Also, the American flag car that Brad Keselowski had in, I believe, 2013 as well.
Oh yeah.
That was really nice. I can't remember which race he won it at, but he would win a race in that car. So yeah.
Which, if throwback paint schemes would count, Kurt Busch's 2018 Sharpie.
Yeah, this year. I'm sorry, it says Haas on the pen.
It's Haas pins, I guess.
There's an actual pen on the car and it says Haas on it. That's funny.
Yeah, and another question we have is, should NASCAR, or why isn't NASCAR trying to have a midweek race? For instance, Iowa Speedway to gain a fan base in NASCAR.
In the Cup Series?
Yeah, he's saying like a middle of the week, Wednesday night, short track race, something like that to gain more fans.
Well, I mean,
I think the major issue
would be hours traveling back and forth in cars.
I mean, you have to make setups for that. It's like if you had
produce extra engines.
If you had a middle of the week race, it's like less people would end up watching the race.
Yeah.
And plus, that's money you have to put up, broadcasting and all that type of stuff. So
yeah,
it would be cool for local fans, but for fans everywhere else, I don't think that would be.
And for the teams too.
For the teams, it's like
it takes forever to prepare a car, do all that, and then travel there. The race is on Sunday. A lot of times, late Sunday, early morning on the next day. That's when they get back, unload the cars, do all that, do all the R&D stuff, do all the specs, load them up, and then by Tuesday, Wednesday, the cars, for example, earlier in the season when we have the Vegas and the Phoenix and Fontana, that's very far away. So traveling, back and forth.
If this did work,
cost as well. NASCAR has a lot of costs.
Yeah.
Cost of racing is way too much for a team as is. So
if they were going to do this, it would have to be in the truck series because sometimes they run on Thursday night for Eldora, and then just move it up another day.
Heck, engines too.
Yeah. So if they did do this, it would be truck series. I don't think the Cup could ever do that, and plus these guys do so much work.
Yeah.
Through the week anyway.
We have 38 races per season currently as is.
We're lucky to get even that, so.
Yeah. That's a lot, really.
Yeah.
When you compare it to like a IndyCar or a Formula One.
Yeah.
So.
But yes, that is our question.
I like that first question a lot.
The first question was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I do believe that's all we have for this week. We'll see you next week for the All-Star race.
Which, by the way, NASCAR, cut out the corny commercials. My goodness. Oh, my goodness.
$1 million.
It's up for cash.
Who wants it?
Who wants it? Because it's not like you guys are already worth over $1 million.
Yeah. Going to the All-Star race in person is like going somewhere to watch someone win the lottery.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's not equivalent to that at all. It's, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Stop.
We know what the All-Star race is. You don't have to do all that, but
And fans who are new, that's not what it's like, okay?
We promise. It's nothing like this.
Nothing like that.
They don't stop at the start-finish line and some guy throws...
If you want to see a good All-Star race, travel to youtube.com and Google up the 2006 All-Star race. That was where it was at. That's how it should be, with Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch crashing into each other, and Tony Stewart in the Newman fight, Casey Kane. Oh, great racing. But yes, not this year. So, have the All-Star race. Who is your pick to win the $1 million up for grabs and the black bag on the start-finish straight?
Well, it's really hard to tell because you don't know how this aero package, this weird, crazy aero package that they got going on. Like, I don't even know how to...
And a restrictor plate.
They're going to have a restrictor plate, they're going to have new spoilers and aero ducts, and it's just going to be... Yeah, it's just going to be that. Okay.
Who's going to win? Come on, it's an easy question.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
No. I think they're going to try to get a Chevy to win this one. And
why would you say that?
I don't know. Just trust me on this. Kyle Larson will win the All-Star race, and
wow.
Came up short, I believe, in 2015 or 16, somewhere in there. But I am picking Kyle Larson for this week.
Wow. That's a good pick, though. However, it's not as good as my pick. The man on the cover of this thumbnail, Kevin Harvick, the 4-car. My goodness, it doesn't matter if we race on the moon where there's little to none gravity. This 4-car this year, 2018 season, can get it done. Yeah, I'm choosing the 4-car of Kevin Harvick to win the All-Star race.
Speaking of racing on the moon, should we have a racetrack on the moon?
No. Not even close.
Well, if we put restrictor plates on it, it would be a great race.
There's less airflow, less gravity.
But yeah, that is our podcast for this week. Thanks to everyone who is joining us, and we'll see you at the All-Star Race podcast.